Don't try to figure out anything. Thinking about who can help you. Don't try to figure out nothing. That's a waste of energy. I don't use my brain to figure out anything. I use my brain to create stuff, and I use my brain to go and be vulnerable to ask for help on how from the who. Because if I don't know how, there are somebody there that know how very good. I need to find the who, not the how.
Baby, hop in the Lamborghini. I'm ready. On me only, I'm ready. Baby, hop in the Lamborghini.
Left for a minute, I did not sweat it. Look at the cash I'm spending. There it goes.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. This is your host, KB, your favorite podcast, Stroke of Success. Today's guest is someone really special. This gentleman next to me, I've been stalking him. I've been after him for about almost a year, a conversation back and forth. We finally made contact. We finally found a date to do this interview. When I say busy, this individual is super busy. A little backstory, the gentleman comes from Paraguay, from a very poor family. Incredible story of grit, spirit, family support, entrepreneurial. I can keep going, but I'd rather jump in the interview with him. So with that being said, welcome my guest, Sergio Von Schmeling. Thank you for jumping on, sir.
I'm glad to be here finally.
Thank you. You're a good man, Sergio. Listen, I know everyone's busy. You're a busy man. I didn't think, I knew it would be hard to get you in, but it's here now.
Yeah.
Right? We have a common friend, Edison Moreno and Shania Ramirez. Both of them, for the record, and I love both of them from my heart. Good friends of mine. I haven't seen them and spoken to them for a long time, but they nothing but amazing things they said about you.
First, I would like to clarify that I'm not busy because, see, we don't know the subject that we're gonna talk. Oh, I don't know the subject, but I want to make sure that I want to clarify. Busy is when you have so many activities and you are everywhere. I would like to say I choose not to stay in Orlando as much. Not because I don't enjoy Orlando. I live in Winter Park. I love the house we live in, and the Winter Park as a house and as a hometown. And the reason it's hard for me to catch up with you is because I travel around 250 days a year. That was my dream from very little to someday I would like to go places. And then I met a person, my wife, Barbara, that she loved to go places. And now we had a 9-year-old daughter that she also loved to go places to the point that we even built our own school. That way she can travel as much with us when we want it. And that's the main reason that, and the reason I need to clarify the busy part is because I was very blessed to be able to build a team in my company, Victory Martial Arts, that I have fantastic team that they take care of the business pretty much, the operation. I have a fantastic CEO, a CFO, just a group of people that they don't need me much. And then when I'm in town, I go Monday and I meet with them, or we do some virtual meetings or in person. I lunch or dinner
That's
with
amazing.
them, and basically, and then from Tuesday or I'm here or traveling, if I'm here, I play golf, I do yoga with my wife, and
That's amazing.
and I choose to stay active with my relationship and my business and in my personal life.
That's amazing. So I'm gonna jump into this, guys, for all my listeners and viewers that are watching this, listening to this as they drive or in their offices. Sergio actually helped with the interview. He jumped into the reality now. Now, the reality he has now was not the case, right? Let's go back to the origin. How do you get to a point where you have designed your life the way it is? So where are you from? What country are you from, Sergio?
I'm from Paraguay. It's a little country in South America. And one moment, Paraguay was maybe the second poorest country in Latin America, beside Haiti. Then I grew up in the middle of the woods in Paraguay for a particular reason. My last name is Von Schmeling, and I come in from a German family. But my father, kind of like he was an outcast from his own family, and he pretty much has a resentment from his family to the point that he run away from his family, let's say, and he he was so proud that as soon as he get married, has kids, and moving from one place to another, to the point that he was raised earlier by his grandmother, a native Paraguayan lady, in the countryside. Then in one moment when he feel like a trap in the city and no job and not financial resources, he moved back to the countryside, is where I born. And my great grandmother gave him a piece of land, and he pretty much just grow yucca and corn and beans, and that's where I born. And I'm not trying to impress on anybody, but when I say in America I born in a farm, they thinking it's a farm with the wheel with the water, the electricity, a bunch of counting. It's not. It's not in the third world country. A farm is very different, and you just plant whatever and you eat whatever you plant, and hopefully is enough, and to have a sugar, you trade corn for sugar. If you want some rice, you go and trade rice.
True.
It's not money involved there, and that's what I born and grew up until I was 7 years old.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Yeah, so we were talking before the interview. My parents were from Pakistan. In Pakistan, the same thing. Forms are not the same as forms here in the U.S. Right?
Yeah.
Sergio, you're number 7 out of 10
Yes.
siblings.
Yes.
Big family.
Big family.
Dad and mom were busy.
Very busy. Wow. Like I say, no electricity, no water, no TV.
Nothing else to do.
Yeah.
How big was your house where you live?
Well, that's a good question, because when I describe the house, basically my father built the house with the help of some people in the countryside, and basically it's 2 rooms that you have one pole in the middle, and then you have the roof like this, and one side of the roof is where the parents sleep, and this side of the roof is where the children sleep, and that's it. And it's dirt floor and grass roof, and the one part like this is built with stones, because the wind from the northeast, I remember that's what the northeast, the storm thing like that will come from the northeast, and that's the part that you need to build the house stronger. The other part is just bamboo and
that's
mud.
it.
And yes, and that was normal, and I thought that was normal, everything, until I came to the city when I was 7 years old. That was
changed. Your eyes open.
Oh, that was like, I thought that I was super happy when I came to the city. Not anymore, because I went to school and I was invited to friends' house, and now they had floor, they had electricity, and my parents rent a room somewhere there in the city with still no electricity, no running water. And then I questioned why we didn't have that. And again, that was 7 years old. I remember questioning my mother, how come we don't have this? And she said, well, we are poor. And that was the first time I heard the word poor. And I think that was the moment of realization that I don't want to be poor, and I have to do something about it. And basically my mother say, well, I say I don't want to be poor because I want this thing. And she said, well, basically you need to believe in God, because my mother was raised by Catholic nun. She was an orphan. Then she was very Catholic and believe in pray every night. We pray every night, things like that. My father, he also was not religious, but a strong, I would say, Christian believer in that time. And then she say, respect your parents. That was the second rule, and that wasn't a choice for us. My father was like very strict, and there's no way we will be disrespectful. Then that was easy. Then she say, study, and I was in the second grade there. I don't know what is that. I didn't like to study much, but I like to read. But I wasn't reading at that time yet. I remember just flipping some. My brother had some magazines and things like that, but I was very interest on learning to read, but in third world countries, it's not like here that you learn to read and brag about your kids reading when you are in pre-K. There is like if you read when you're in the fifth grade, you know, if you make it to the fifth grade. At that time, this we're talking about in the 1960s, 70s in Paraguay. And then work hard.
Work hard.
And work hard was not a choice either, because my father never allowed us not to work when he's working or doing something. Whatever cleaning, whatever thing, he was like a drill sergeant. Then those four things, they were like pretty simple for me. Okay, pretty simple. If you don't want to be poor, you believe in God, you respect your parents, you study and you work hard.
Simple principles.
Very simple.
I read your bio, and it said in there that your parents had they told you to have self-belief in yourself too.
Yes. My father, and I don't know how this sounds in actually society today for all this very sensitive world that we're going through, but my father was very proud that he was a German descendant. And he used his pride to lecture us with that. Even so, he quit many times because of his pride, or he don't stay in one place because of his pride. But he was very much all the time, you are different, you need to be special, you need to behave different, you need to be better than anybody. You need this was
standards.
He has a really high standards for his
Was
kids.
he a well-dressed guy?
He dressed well. But
Germans are very Europeans are like that, right? Most of them.
He has, I mean, my father has a perfect mix of typical Paraguayan, native Indian, rough in one way, and then the discipline of the German people. Like I remember I admired him because he would use his cone, and his cone would be just like maybe 20 years old cone. It just when and the same cone he uses start to losing all the teeth of the cone because he using it for so long and he don't lose it. He will put it
same place. Discipline.
His discipline was he get up in the same time. He make everybody get up at the same time. I mean,
good shape.
Yes, and good shape always. Yes.
Sergio, so you come to the city. Okay. Did you have an idea what you want to do when you grow up at 7, 8, 9, 10?
No, I didn't. But my brothers and sisters start to say that I'm gonna be a lawyer because I like to argue.
You good verbally.
And I was arguing anything. And I love to ask questions to the point I annoy my brother and sister and then the teachers in school because, they're Von Schmeling asking question again. And my father was, let him to ask question. Later on, I learned that Albert Einstein was they say to Albert Einstein, how come you are so smart? And he said, I'm not smart. I'm just more curious than anyone
else. Good question. Good point.
Then my father really much promote asking questions.
Okay.
But I didn't know what I want to be, but I knew that I want to make sure. And in those days, the two professions that they make money was being a doctor or being a lawyer.
Sure.
Then I say I want to be a lawyer.
Okay. Not a doctor.
No, a doctor.
So very similar to Pakistan, India, right? I mean, actually, I think most countries besides America, most international countries are very big into having their kids become lawyers, doctors, engineers.
Yes.
India and Pakistan, huge in engineers.
Yes.
All right. So your siblings said you should be a lawyer. Did you stand out out of the 10 siblings? You were special, and you're looking back.
I had an older brother that loved to read and write.
Okay.
And he is a very good writer. He's very not good financial administration. I have a sister that today is very wealthy in Paraguay. Two sisters, actually. One that her husband sell anything and they work together and they build a good amount of wealth by selling and selling stuff, and now she has one of the biggest I don't know how you call those where they sell plants, and
airplanes.
Plants, like
okay.
plant.
Okay, got it.
Flowers and things like that.
That's amazing. In Paraguay.
And then I have a sister that she started an import of shoes from China, and she in one moment has the monopoly of the shoes, and the cheap shoes that they import from China. And basically Paraguay is a unique country because the taxes, they are very low, and also they very corrupt, then meaning the government charge one portion of the tax and the inspectors take the other portion, kind of thing. And
Third world country.
yeah, and Paraguay is the sandwich in between Bolivia, Argentina, and Brazil. Then her products will be able to go to Brazil or Bolivia or Argentina.
Okay.
That was she. Then, excuse me. Talking about if I stand up, I have I did martial art from very early, and that make a difference in my life, of course. And also, I was always the champion in the family, the ones that compete as a child, competing with adults, winning tournaments, and wanted to be special. And they treat me special. My father was a little bit biased towards me because he appreciated the physical abilities that I developed with martial art.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
When did you come to America?
In 1988, for the first time, I came to compete in a tournament in Arkansas. The American Taekwondo Association used to have a world championship in Arkansas, and I came here.
1988. How old were you?
88. I was like 24, 25.
Okay, 24.
Yeah.
Young guy.
Yes.
Single?
No, I was married. I married with I married when I was 21, just turned 21.
Fell in love?
I thought I was. I thought more I was like I was enough mature. My friends, they were older than me, and they already married and had kids. I always had older friends. Then I thought, okay, now I also need to marry and have kids.
Yeah.
And I did. And of course, I stayed married for 20 years, and one moment was a moment for to have a divorce, obviously. And I have 4 kids. My married before, and then I was single for maybe 9 months, and then I met my actual wife, and that was a life changing and another and thing that I wasn't aware that a man can feel this joy of having a companionship like I have now.
With all due respect, and you let me know if we want to talk about it, if you're comfortable talking about it. So let me go back a second. When you got married 21, were you earning income?
Yes, I own a martial arts school. I opened my first martial arts school when I was 19 years old.
In Paraguay?
In Paraguay. Yes, I did own 5 martial arts schools in Paraguay before I came to America.
At 18, 19?
Yes. Yes. Because I was working in an insurance company during when I did my whole middle school and high school during the night because you have to work. I mean, you need to help the family.
It's not in America where kids go to school.
Work.
Okay.
And everybody need to bring
some money home.
And I work in an insurance company. Many jobs. I did so many jobs before, and I work in an insurance company. Then the insurance company, in one moment, I was 18 years old. I make my black belt, graduate high school, and I work in that company at the same time. And basically, the insurance company went through some transformation, and they were questioning why an 18-year-old was in charge with the claim department, which is one of the most sensitive departments for an insurance company.
I can imagine.
And my boss also used to be a kind of like my follower as a martial artist because he also was doing martial art, and he basically invite me to leave the company, that way he don't get in trouble.
Sure.
And he said, you should open a martial arts school and I will help you out. And he lent me some money to open a martial arts school.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you started it. Started 1, number 2,
yes,
number 3.
4, and then the 5th. Yeah. And 5 years I have 5 schools there. Yeah.
I mean, this is not normal in Paraguay. At that
time, comparison is still the joy of many things, but also comparison make you proud. But the problem with comparison is always somebody doing better than you. Then I learned that now that I'm a little bit more mature myself. I learning that comparison is always Now, somehow you're gonna feel proud until somebody has
but
more.
Sergio,
Yeah.
I mean, 18, 17, I was here, and I was living in Miami, Florida, and New York City, partying, and I wanted to do entrepreneur ventures, but I had no direction. I mean, you started 5 schools. That's like 1% of the population do here in America. Nowadays, 18, 19, 21-year-olds are doing amazing. Technology is different, things are different. But back then, so you married her,
Yes.
5 school under your belt. You're
Yes.
doing good. You have 4 kids. Because I have a lot of followers, my social media. I'm married myself. I'm opening a business right now. I told you before
Yes.
this. It's hard. And I hear other successful entrepreneurs tell me the same thing. Like, to be married and to be successful is hard. Sometimes the marriage is taken on the back end and the business on the front end. Was that the issue with your first marriage? That what happened?
Maybe
Looking back.
looking back now, in part, yes, because well, you're familiar with Tony Robbins, say where focus go, energy flow.
100%.
Right?
Tony
Yes,
Robbins
then,
loved that.
Yes. Then if you focus on the building of your business and you put all your energy there, then obviously your energy, you don't have it in your relationship or with your kids. And I'm sure I'm guilty of that, building my business today. So that's a poor choice, but people thinking it's not another way, but it is another way. It is a way to do it. I call the interbalance, where you can like today in my marriage, I can have my wife. In one moment, when I divorced, I didn't start over because I keep my school, but I made sure I took care of my ex-wife until today. She come into our home. She has a relationship, a very, very nice relationship. She make empanadas for me.
That's sweet.
I
Very civil.
Yeah, she's coming to our house. My actually daughter, call her Tia. I mean, she interact with my wife. I mean, this all because it's all possible. Unfortunately, we make a generalization when we are not able to do something. We say it's impossible.
Difficult.
Yeah, or
You
it's
can't do that.
difficult. Oh, you can, yes, but it is possible if you know how to do it. I had this phrase say it's only difficult because you don't know how to do it yet.
100%.
Then today I know how to do it. I can give enough attention to my business when I need it. I can give enough attention to my relationship when I need it, or I can give enough attention to myself, or I can do that all this at the same time. And the way to do it is to chunk it together. Let's say, for example, just to give you an idea, this tomorrow you ask me this trip is for, or people ask me, oh, you traveling for pleasure or for business? It's always both, because and we go to Machu Picchu, and my wife work on energy and helping ladies to find their feminine energy and to be in touch with their essence. Then Machu Picchu is a major point in our planet of energy, and then if we go there, we go because she can go and do some meditation there, or she can go to create some experience there. From there, we're going to Paraguay, which we're going to see my mother, my brother, and sister. Also, we're celebrating my father's birthday. He passed away 3 years ago. But at the same time, we're going to do our yearly charity. We go for a whole week there, and we collect money from my friends, and I match every single penny that my friends contribute to our charity. I match that. And then we go to Paraguay, and I had a brother that organized a whole week of charity, and we go to every single little village that they need our help. We go and help people. Then, but who I doing all this with? I doing it with my wife and my daughter. Then my relationships involved there, and my mission of charity is involved with, and we're teaching our daughter how to give and enjoy giving.
That's amazing.
My wife is there. Now is a family affair with my brother and sisters.
Got it.
And everybody get involved. And the same week, at the Saturday, I doing a day-long seminar for all the martial arts people in South America, and I'm gonna have 300 people going to participate, and I'm going to be training them how to improve their business, which is also part of my job. I doing this more as a help. I don't charging anything to them. I
Really?
don't do it. Yeah, I doing that just to give back to the Paraguayan martial arts people.
There's no master. This is what we in America we call a mastermind, and we charge a lot of money to masterminds here.
I do that kind of stuff here, but I mean,
Over
the last
there.
thing I want to do is take money from the
No,
Paraguayan
of course.
people. That they gave me a lot. The martial art people in South America gave me a lot, and
Giving
now
back.
it's time for me to give
That's
back.
amazing, Sergio.
From there, we flying to Brazil to see my wife, parent. That she's
Yeah.
Brazilian and live in a gorgeous city. It's called Florianopolis, and we're gonna spend a week there in the beach and spending time with
Her family.
her family,
Your in-laws.
and also my wife will do some seminar for the ladies there. Then it's always
Something.
somehow
Back to business.
back to business.
So full
Always-
circle.
always
Full
it-
circle.
Yes.
Sergio, do you believe in law of attraction?
Yes, of course. I believe in law of attraction.
How old was you when you got this information? And give me an example. You said, KB, at my 5 schools, I thought about it, I visualized it. Can you give an example?
I have questioning on the spirituality. I had questioned always from very little, and my imagination and my intuition was always alert. And I teach this principle, a victory martial art, and everything I teach is structure, emotion, knowledge, and legacy. Basically, it's like you had your body first, and your instinct. You had your intuition
Sure.
and your feelings. Then you had your intellect, and then you had your spirit, your soul. Then, for me, the law of attraction is very simple, and I'm sure you know, and anybody that listening to this, they are familiar with the law of attraction. It's like when you put, is the law of attraction is simple. You tune into what you want, and the universe has their own. And when you dial in, then if you're on the same frequency, you will be able to get
To match it.
Yes.
Thoughts and emotions come together.
Yes.
And you match the frequency and you manifest what you want.
Yes.
Some call it God, some call it universe. It depends on the person.
Sure.
Right.
I mean,
Same thing.
because people trying to be politically correct,
Yes.
they don't say God. But why not call God to whatever is the creation and the perfection that we live in?
I agree with you.
Today. I mean, I don't have any problem to say I'm a God believer.
Me too.
And of course,
The time
you
we're
know,
living in today. You're
yes.
right. So you say you practice it to manifest your life. And you
yes. Until now, I mean, the relationship I have today is
Yes.
because I practice the law of attraction, meaning I wrote it down, I imagine, I visualize it, and I get it. And I do that and everything that I do. I want to travel. I want to have a house somewhere. Everything. Because if you had the right intention, that law of attraction and God will provide. Because many times, if my intention, because they say God knows your heart, I mean,
Sure.
then if my intention is for the right purpose,
Sure.
then you will get anything that you intend to do if you put the work on it.
That's the missing part. Not many people talk about, right? They just think about it, meditate, and close your eyes, and it'll come to you. That's not. You have to put the work in
You need
halfway.
to put the work in. That's the reason you had this material body, because we live in a material world, and then to get something, and you need to connect the material with the energy, you know.
Interesting. That's another way. I never heard that way to do it. We are a material body, and we live in a material world. So in order to manifest that material, you have to put the work into it.
Yes,
Connect.
you have to do it materially, because matter against matter is really hard to change it.
Sure.
But energy change matter.
Sure, that's true. Wow.
You know.
Another analogy someone told me recently was when you have an intention and you want a desire, you take the first step and you're telling God, "Hey, I have faith in you. I'm going to do the work."
Sure.
And God's like, "Okay, it's time to
Yeah.
go forward."
Yeah.
So
And the word desire is a little bit
misleading.
Yeah, and also dangerous because desire usually tends to be something that to serve you.
Yes.
And not to serve.
Wrong word. What's the better
purpose.
word? What intention?
Your intention. I use the word. My
intention.
English is not
Yeah.
very.
It's very good.
But when the intention matching with the purpose, and if your purpose, do you understand that we all have
a
purpose
purpose.
to evolve as a soul and as a human.
Sure.
Then when your purpose is to evolve.
Yes.
And you can evolve by contribution, by labor and love.
Yes.
Okay, if you use the word labor
and love. Wow.
and then you can accomplish much more. I believe that's the reason we are in this world.
That's amazing.
To labor and love.
That's amazing.
Just love without labor.
Yeah.
Is not an actually. I was discussing this with some of my friends about my people about what is caring mean. Caring is an action. Love is a verb. It's not a. People go, I love you, I love you, I love you. What that's not love. Love
Sure.
is an action. Is a verb.
Sergio, thank you for sharing that. It's powerful. By the way, my audience, this gentleman here coaches people. So this time he's giving us really valuable. Please take notes because this opportunity has come often. Sergio, you are a big believer in self-development. And so am I. Last time my wife and me were going over the budget and she's like, man, you're spending a lot of money self-development. And she's supporting me. I'm telling her to join me. I have a coach, a mindset coach. I've gone to masterminds. I haven't gone to Tony Robbins yet. What age, how old were you when you got into self-development? First question.
Well, my father was a good coach in the beginning of my life, and my mother in many ways.
So mindset formation started there.
Yes,
awesome.
And then one time you start to seeking, and adults, they really enjoy when a child start to asking questions.
Sure.
This adult will feel like, oh, this child's different. He's asking questions. And that was, I think, the edge that I had over other children's, because if I go somewhere, I will ask, how do you do this? Or how come this? How come that? And when you start to do that with another adult, they go like, they're very interested. I remember, I don't know, when I saw, I remember working as a golfer, and I bring the water and a glass to this gentleman. It was so hot in Paraguay, and the water in one moment, the glass start to have making wet on the paper on the desk.
Yes.
And then I apologize with the guy, because I said, I'm sorry, sir. He said, do you think the glass is having a hole? Is that the reason there's water here? And I go like, first, no. And then, can you explain why this is happening? And I said, can I explain why? And then he explained to me that the temperature of the air has the water, and that's the condensation of the water is what making from the air is what making the But then from that day,
yes,
I will come every day asking another question, and his name was Mr. Ross. And Mr. Ross, how can this? Do you know Mr. Ross? Do you know? And now Mr. Ross became my mentor. And like that, I start to learn that it's so easy to have information, and you just ask for it.
And you shall receive.
Then, of course, later on was a book. This is in the early 80s or maybe late 70s. Was a book called Your Erroneous Zone. And in Spanish, I read it said, Tus Zonas Erróneas.
Mm-hmm.
And was from Wayne Dyer.
Okay. He's a goat.
Yeah, and I read it and was like, wow, because he's talking about your value yourself, and why not you also have flowers? Why just a rich person can have decorated flowers on his table? Why can you don't have that? Doesn't matter if you're poor. Why can you don't grab even a wildflower from and put it on your table?
Good point.
Why not you also? And that was very then
Impacting.
yes,
Rain
and then I
dryer.
start to just start to find more and more mentors. And my entire life, I have mentors. When I was a teenager, was a gentleman, Dr. Cesar Osuna, that he was highly educated and lived a really high quality of life, and then martial art, and he was one of my mentors. And then when I came here, I had mentors everywhere. One of them is until today is my very close mentor is Bill Clark from Jacksonville, and of course I have Tony Robbins. I'm part of Tony Robbins Lions group for the last 6 years, but I looking for mentors all the time.
So you don't mind paying for mentorship?
No, at all. I mean, the most stupid thing is trying to figure out by yourself
100%.
because you're gonna be in awe and still gonna try to figure out. The mentors and coaches make you accelerate. You cannot skip life, but you can accelerate it. Anything in life that is worthwhile, you can accelerate it. But I mean, you accelerate by the right mentorship.
Sergio said something really important for my viewers and listeners. Just please pay attention. Many of you come to me and say, why are you asking me to spend X amount of money and go on the mastermind to fly somewhere? Patrick B-David, Ryan Stewman, Pedro Gulio, Tony Robbins, the GOAT, he's the best. And I always say, you guys and girls are open to give money to a university to learn something. Some of us get loans for $100,000, 6-figure loans we get to learn math, science, and we don't even apply that in our life. But we think 10 times before we spend $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 on self-development. It's mind-boggling. If you're an entrepreneur and you're not investing in yourself by self-development, you are missing the boat. So, like, you want to share how much money you spend on a yearly basis in self-development, a roundabout estimate?
Between me and my wife, the first year, even with Tony Robbins, the first year we joined the Lions, and that was like just the fee was like $280,000 per year, plus all the trips and all the extra thing. We spent like $900,000 the first year.
$1 million first year. Basically. Invested $1 million.
Yes. And then from there, the second year, we learned that we both don't have to be paying for that. And then she dropped to Platts and I played Lions. But then maybe, I would say, in the last 6 years, I would say an average of $500,000 per year I spend on my education.
And by the way, this is not uncommon. I have interviewed so many entrepreneurs that became friends with my guests all the time. And I called them afterwards and tell me the same thing, like, this is the average average investment amount an entrepreneur successful. And by the way, people say, well, Sergio, you have everything. Why are you paying more? You know what I mean?
I just came from Hawaii and from a relationship trip that we do with Tony Robbins. This is our fourth relationship. Then the first time when I'm going to go, I go like, I say to my wife, baby, are you sure you want to go? Because, I mean, we had a great relationship.
Yes.
We don't have issues, anything like
Sure.
that. I say, yeah, let's go. And anyway, we go and we find so many tools to get this relationship to a higher level. And then the next year, we go in and find so many tools, so many adjustments to get to a higher level. Because then the next time, to hire this, we just came back and it's like, even my friends, what did you learn? I mean, you guys, you should be teaching relationship. We do teach relationship, but then we had all this people. What did you learn? Well, when you do an assessment,
yes,
we were doing an assessment, and I need to practice my eye contact more with my wife because I'm so everywhere on thing that I do. I look at I'm super hyper and visual. Then we're doing an assessment, and the only thing that my wife can point it out that maybe I don't do enough for her because she was scoring me super high and everything. Say, just to do more, to be more present with your eye contact. Then now I need to write it down and say, improve my eye contact, improve my being present when she's talking or my daughter's talking or anybody talking. Then it's always something to improve. It's always some way. But then I have friends that say, my gosh, Sergio, you can buy a house every year for the money that you spend with Tony Robbins or other education. I say, what I'm going to do is 5 houses. I'm I suffering, if I cannot have a beautiful estate with me all the time to be able to serve and to enjoy life, I mean, what are you gonna do with all the material thing?
That's amazing. Let's repeat that one more time. What are you going to do with 5, 10, 20 houses if you're not happy here?
Yeah. Because the house that you need to be happy is your body, your temple. Then if you cannot be happy inside yourself, why you want all these other houses?
The Lamborghini, the Ferraris,
Absolutely.
first class, private jets.
Yeah.
Sergio, man, you did so well for yourself. God bless you, my friend. You like nice cars? You have a collection of cars or not?
I drive the car that I wanted.
Okay.
You asked me what
Yes.
car I had. I had a SL 63.
I saw the black
Roadster.
one.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
the mod. But because always my car, they were convertible, Cell 550 Mercedes. And why Mercedes? Because that was just
German.
Like, yeah, it's German. And you thinking, when you were a kid, that's
the car.
Yeah, that's the car. And I find that I like to, for example, in time, people ask me, how you had time to do so many things? Because I use my time.
Wisely.
I do not use my phone to talk on the phone unless I'm in my car. I only wait to be in the car to do my phone calls, for example. I don't drive and just listen music. I talk on the phone. If I driving and I don't talking on the phone, would be some self-help book, some motivational,
Sure.
Then the car that I drive usually is the car that I can close the top and be a comfortable car instead of being a Porsche 911 or a Lamborghini or that is not comfortable to
They're not comfortable.
drive. You enjoy driving for a moment, but you are not on the phone for hours.
It's not your main car.
Yeah,
It's a side car. It's a
Yes.
weekend car.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't believe in such a thing of weekend car because I cannot imagine having something that it's like having a nice shoes and I only use it to go to church.
Interesting.
I mean, if I have something or if I have a nice wine, I open it. I do not, and then my car is for me to use it, not to show it, and I keep it for a long time. Car is not that important.
Sure.
Same thing with my house is to use it. I mean, my grandkids go to the house and break it. That's fine. I don't have a house where nobody can sit there or not. Our furniture is furniture that anybody can sit on it.
That's beautiful.
I live life to use it, to live it, not to show it.
Oh, I like that. You live life to
Maximize it, to live it, not to show it. Yeah.
Strong. You have a beautiful watch on.
Oh,
I love that watch.
okay. Then I don't know the purpose in your podcast to talk about material thing, but I can tell you something. Material in one moment was important for me because was a way to show that I made it. And that was a season in my life. This is the first Rolex watch that I bought. And this was like 25 years ago. I bought this maybe more, 28 years ago. Say I made it. I had a few Rolex watches, not because I collect watches, but what is always like an upgrade. What would be the next upgrade? Then I bought a all gold presidential, the similar thing, but the president. Okay, that was the upgrade of this. And then of course my wife bought me a watch, and then my team bought me a nice Rolex watch on my 50 years birthday. But that in one moment that was important. In one moment my shoes, they were all like brand
designer
shoes. My pants was all this, my shirts, everything. And then I learned that those things, they are just seasons in your life. Right now, I wearing the shoes that is the most comfortable one. The pen is the most comfortable. The shirt that is more comfortable. The watch that was there, and I don't have to go to the safe back to open another one. And
the reason, Sergio, I brought the materialistic part, and I asked my guests. Every guest has a different answer, different perspective. Is that you're at an age, you're 50 years?
59.
59. God bless you. Look great. You look really good. 59. Wow. You at an age that you accomplish a lot. I'm 41. I think for me, wearing my Rolex, I go to a business meeting. I get a different type of attention versus ways to wear something else. I got more doors opening up for me now. So I'm I think a different part of my life maybe. I'm still building. You built a lot already, right? Sometimes the car. I had a regular SUV. My wife last year said, "Hey, I could afford it. I've done okay for myself." My wife's like, "Babe, go get a BMW. It'll help you feel better." And I got the BMW. I kid you not, Sergio. I just started to feel better and started manifesting more around me. I started to my frequency started to raise, and I started to get more opportunities. So I think there is a correlation. For some, treat yourself well. The more you treat yourself well, the better your frequency will be. The more you can attract. Depending on the stage of life, too, right?
I will agree with you that we have stages in life very much, and what is important in one moment is not that important anymore.
Sure.
And I'm sure you're right. Even a material thing like that, I'm sure that I just bought a SUV to my wife. We just went to the Mercedes. She usually drive Porsche Cayenne and also red because I choose that color, and now she's like. So something, and she just sent me the picture because she's gonna wrap it because she want the Mercedes, the rose gold Mercedes. Beautiful. And then we went to buy it, and they don't make that anymore. Then we bought another Mercedes yesterday. Actually, we just picked it up, and she's gonna wrap it and because that's the color of her company. Yeah. But they are things that we value in one moment until we find other things that we value even more.
Sure.
And that's a season in your life.
And there are a lot of seasons in life.
Many seasons.
Would you think, right?
Yes, very much so.
Like your life is, and I didn't even dissect your life, and we should do a part 2 maybe next year because there's a lot more to dissect. But your life is a movie. Man, you're from Paraguay, 7 out of 10 kids. Poverty, but father's very handsome. Germans, machismo, but at the same time,
sure, very much,
gentlemen, right?
Yeah. In Paraguay, especially because Paraguay has a story of Paraguay has a war that was they kill all the males, the 95% of all the males that were killed. Then the ladies they value every son that they have. Overvalue, and they create a very machismo in the culture of Paraguay.
Interesting.
Especially.
Same thing in Pakistan, India. Boys get more importance than girls do. I have 2 daughters. I love them to death, and God bless them. But, you come to America, but you had 5 open schools already. You had a marriage. I'm sure you were in love with at that time, but then eventually it didn't work out. You met your second wife, and I see her pictures, very beautiful. Beautiful family. I saw all your family pictures. Beautiful family. But I'm sure in this journey, there's a lot of seasons you had. You had high seasons and low seasons. You want to share any low season? Touch on something, setbacks that you had where you're like, whoa, wait a minute. The divorce, we touched on that. So that was one.
Divorce was because my identity was so ingrained of being a father, a husband, the master instructor in martial art, and everything. And then when my ex-wife wanted to divorce me, I didn't understand why, which is usually happen. And we don't understand why because we weren't very present. We were building a business, or we find all our emotional home in our job that we weren't paying attention in the house, and then we get the surprise that why would she want it to after I build all this or I offer this, because we're thinking as a man many times this is a mistake. We're thinking that what we offer materially is enough to compensate what we're missing with our present and our love to our spouses and our kids.
That's true.
And we constantly wanted to build bigger, and we want to have more business, we want to make more money, we want to and I did all that. And then you get surprised, but the famous, I give her everything except what she wants, and my ex-wife, she's from Paraguay, she liked them Paraguayan food, the Paraguayan environment maybe, and I come into America to become American, and I'm an American by choice. I didn't want to bring the Paraguayan culture to America, I'm okay not to watch Spanish or speak Spanish. I'm okay to I speak Spanish, but I don't have to push my culture, which is some people do that in America. They push their culture.
100%.
So and I mean, and America is great because in
You can do
America
that.
you can actually
do that.
In other countries. You don't go to
No way.
Pakistan and start to if I'm German and
Or
start
Chinese.
to put my no in China.
No, you'll be out. They'll kick you out.
Oh yes,
100%.
very much.
God
Here
bless
in
America.
People absolutely. I mean, I was just in a party, a birthday party. This and they were sing and they were from what country I said
Pakistan, India,
Pakistan, India,
or Middle Eastern, maybe
the Middle
Morocco.
Eastern was any of the Middle Eastern,
Okay.
and they were singing Middle Eastern songs,
Enjoying
and
it.
dancing, and the food was all, and I mean, it's great. And I was here, and you know, they don't need to hide. America embrace everybody.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and when I came to America, I didn't want to bring my Paraguayan flag. I'm an American by choice. I wear proudly. I didn't try to have a different passport. I had an American passport.
That's interesting.
When the countries play soccer, I don't follow much soccer, but if United States play, I'm going to watch the United States or I'm going to cheer for the United States. Then that wasn't very effective. My ex-wife or other people, they go like, okay, you despise
You forgot yourself.
Yeah, I know. I'm not forgetting. I go there to help from here.
Yes.
But
They're thinking, why don't you
Yeah.
eat the food? Why don't you do Paraguay?
I eat because in America you can have any food. I mean,
Anywhere.
you can have
Chinese, Indian, Turkish.
Actually, many times the quality of the food here from foreign countries, they are better than. I remember when going to Korea and eat in Korea
Korean
the
food.
food, but here
Yes.
they had a great Korean restaurant. China, I mean, you had a great Chinese
Sure,
restaurant.
sure.
Italy, I mean, German, Pakistani.
Sure.
I eat Turkish food. I mean,
I love
we go
Turkish
to
food.
Turkish food and
Bosphorus.
I was just in Turkey. Yeah, we had a great food, but here
Different. It's different. You're not ashamed of it. You're saying, listen, I love my culture, my background, but I'm embracing America. I'm in
Yes.
America.
Yeah.
And look, everyone's different. Your ex-wife perspective was different. God
Yeah.
bless her. And your
Yeah.
perspective is different.
And
No one's wrong.
I don't worry so much about where I'm coming from. I focus on where I'm
Where
going.
you're going.
Yes,
Wow.
but more important, where I am today. Because if I focus, because again, focus keep you the energy there. You where your eye point is gonna. Then I focus and I live in my present. And right now, where I live in, right now, I live in Winter Park, Florida. It's the best city in the world to
It's
live.
beautiful.
The house that I had is the best.
Beautiful.
The car that I had is the best. The wife that I had, the kids, and the meal that I'm eating is the best. Now, this is the moment. The only moment we had is now.
Right now.
Yes.
Present.
Yes.
The present is the present.
It's the gift. Yes.
3 more questions. I'll let you go, Sergio. How many schools do you have right now?
We have 43 right now.
Across the globe?
Yeah, and no, only 9 different states here
Okay.
in America. It's not worth it to have for me schools outside United States. I mean, I tried in Valencia, Spain. I was trying to have an associate school in Australia. I mean, the market in America is people in America can pay what you ask for their children's
Sure.
education.
They'll pay for that.
And
they value it here.
education and entertainment.
Sure.
That's what we do. We do what we call the edutainment. We
amazing.
teach kids to have fun, learning, discipline.
So 42 schools?
43. Yes.
43. Can I franchise it?
No.
Interesting.
They are owned by the majority of and I have partners in different states. I have partners in a small portion or yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Third question. I have so many questions, Sergio. Your daily habits, your daily routine. Some people get up 5 o'clock in the morning, they meditate, they pray.
Yes.
What do you do?
I can tell you what I did today. I wake up at 5:30 in the morning. At 6 o'clock, I teach a group of doctors here from Central Florida. They take, I do some kind of motivation, yoga, some martial art with them, just to inspire them a little bit because doctors, they need a lot of, they burn out on their job very much.
They do. I told my wife,
overwork.
the doctor,
Yes.
she'll tell you that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then I work with them. Then after that, I changed and I went to work out. I'm a member of a nice country club that had a very nice gym. I did that today, and now I pick up my friend from my headquarters and came here. From here, we're gonna have lunch maybe around the mall here because I'm gonna take my car the car is a new car and they never finish installing some of the security system. Then I'm gonna go maybe and spend time with my daughter and my wife for Halloween. And tomorrow early we're going to. Yesterday is that Monday is a different day. Monday I wake up around 7 o'clock, relax and interact with my daughter and my wife, and then we go to yoga at 9 o'clock. From 9 to 10 o'clock we do yoga. I coming back home, spend some time with my wife. We were doing our luggage yesterday, and then I go to my office. At 1 o'clock, I had a nationwide meeting from 1 to 2. Then I stay another hour with virtual meeting with my partners from 2 to 3. Yesterday, I have a Zoom meeting with somebody trying to sell me something from 3:30 to 4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock, I went to the Mercedes dealer and basically went to pick up a new vehicle.
Beautiful.
I went to my sister-in-law's house to I try not to have a routine also that I don't know if you know Joe Dispenza is then
amazing.
He is one of our mentor and we take a lot of courses with him, and he said you have to change every day what you do. If not, you just live in the past. Then I try not to repeat the same over and over.
Yes.
As long as and I try to change stuff.
That's amazing.
Sunday I shave one way and the other day I shave another way. I brush my teeth, I start one way and the other way. I take different road. When I go somewhere, I don't take the same road. I try
different patterns.
Yes, to break the routine. That
That's
way
amazing.
you live in the present.
I love that. Good piece of advice. So I hired a mentor. The mentor said to me, KB, imagine your body A and the best version of KB, body B, body 2 is right there. And you go, body 2 makes X, Y, Z a year. That's what you want to make? I go, yes, I want to make X, Y, Z a year. You go, what's the difference between that person and this person? Emotions. And I go, okay, let me think about it. It took me, I was stumped. I'm like, okay, oh my God. He goes, that's the point. Think about it. And I came up with 3 emotions. 3 emotions that best version of myself sitting across me would have. Cool, calm, collective, unfazed, and abundance mindset.
I don't know the word unfazed.
Unfazed that, Sergio, you get a phone call right now that one of the schools has an issue, major issue. You know what? I'll handle it. I'll be taken care of.
Sure.
Would you agree that these 3 emotions are probably one of the, not the only 3, but a major part of being successful in your level or any level? Unfazed, abundance, and cool, calm, collective.
Sure. They are great emotions. The cool and calm is an idea. The thing is, the majority of people agree with you. Oh, I can stay cool and calm until I lose control. Yeah. Then how you do that to stay cool and calm
it's hard.
It's hard when you don't know how to do it. And usually you lose your cool and calm because you usually lose your cool and calm or anything because you were expecting something and it's not the way you thought it's gonna be. And you're thinking this should be like this, but it's not. And then now you're not happy anymore. Now the easiest way to stay cool and calm is to find a better meaning to that particular situation.
Find a solution.
Or just a meaning.
A meaning. Okay.
Meaning, like, what is the meaning of this? Because if this meaning gonna give me pain, then maybe I need to change the meaning.
Wow. I like that. For example, I just got to text my wife about the business, something, a fire she was put out.
Yeah.
She's going crazy. I'm like, babe, relax.
Yeah.
All is good. God is good. We'll handle it.
Yeah.
And, and I'm trying to, I was not always cool, calm, collective. I was very hard. I'm from New York, and very educated.
How do you think your wife and I don't trying to teach you anything.
Please
but I'm
teach
just
me.
Okay.
Please.
How do you think if she is all stressed about something, if you say to her, just calm down, do you think she will understand that?
The old me would have been more stressful. Oh my
Okay.
God, oh my God. So I'm trying to change
Okay.
new patterns.
And then if you want to do better on that,
Please.
instead of you telling her how she should feel, empathize her feeling.
Okay.
Because the reason a woman, the woman, for her to connect with you, she need more drama. For men minimize the drama. Women maximize the drama.
Okay.
Then if you ignore the essence of a woman and you trying to she act like a man by minimizing the drama, you asking her to minimize the problem. Now she feel like she's not being understood by you. And if she don't feel understood by you, now she be disconnect by you.
Interesting.
You understand?
I got it.
Are you sure you understand what I
Sympathize
said?
with her.
Yes.
When she says to
because
me, go ahead.
if she say to you, I
Babe,
feel so frustrated,
yes,
this and like that.
we need
you
XYZ.
Yeah, you say, as a ridiculous sound, say, tell me more.
Open up.
Yeah, you're going to have to say, please tell me more. Because what she wants is to be understood. We tend to immediately fix the problem and stop. They don't want that. That's not the reason she called you. She didn't call you to say, baby, I need you to fix this problem. She called you to share her feeling. And it's the two different approach. If a man call you and say, hey, I have this problem, you're going to say, hey, why you just don't do this? Oh, don't worry about it. I will take care. Oh, okay, thank you. Bye. A woman doesn't respond like that because a woman foundation, her essence is about connection, and they connect by sharing their issues. Men, we don't connect by sharing our issues. Men, we don't go and tell other men our issues. We suffer ourselves and we just get pissed off. And
We should. I think it's changing now.
of
Slowly.
course,
We should.
but that's not part of the
DNA.
masculinity
Sure.
energy also.
You're right. And that's a very hot topic right now.
Yeah.
I went to see Patrick Bet-David, entrepreneur. He had a show in Miami, Florida, and I was there. And he had Mike Tyson on stage, just like this,
Sure.
talking. And Mike Tyson started tearing up. And Patrick's like, man, you're getting emotional. Like, this is Mike Tyson, the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, I learned that to share my emotions
Yeah.
is a good thing.
Yeah,
We're catching on as men,
Very
but you're
much.
right. It's a balance.
very much.
So, Sergio, next time my wife calls me and say, hey, babe, XYZ, I need this. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Don't say relax.
Yeah,
Talk to me.
yeah,
Let's talk about it.
yeah.
What's on
I'm
your
here.
mind? I'm here.
Yeah, I'm
And
here.
maybe we can do this and that.
Yeah.
And we work together.
Don't offer solution.
No, just hear her out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Don't offer it.
Interesting. Sam, you
Yeah.
hear this? Sergio's giving us marital advice. Sergio, this has been amazing. I wish I had another 5 hours. Part 2, promise me, next
All
year. We should have your wife here too. And
Sure.
maybe have my wife out here too. But it would be great to have maybe a couple's approach to life and business entrepreneurship. Any leaving words for my fellow entrepreneurs?
Well, I don't know what moment on their life your fellow
Sure.
entrepreneurs are.
Sure.
They are young. They are
Starting off
they're
or middle?
starting to,
General.
But what I can say is a phrase that I just hear people say. It's like the magic that you're looking for is in the job that you are not doing. Oh man! And it's not my phrase. I don't know who
I read that
said it,
somewhere.
but it's and
The magic that you're looking for is in a job you're not doing.
yes, then, but don't try to figure out anything. Thinking about who can help you. Don't try to figure out nothing. That's a waste of energy. I don't use my brain to figure out anything. I use my brain to create stuff, and I use my brain to go and be vulnerable to ask for help on how from the who. Because if I don't know how, there are somebody there that know how very good. I need to find the who, not the how.
Wow. They say law of attraction, don't worry about the how. Just put some work
No.
in and don't worry about the how.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Insane. Insane. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, today's interview was special. I hope you guys got a good golden nuggets. There were a lot of them here. Where can we find you, Sergio? Instagram?
I have Instagram, Sergio Von Schmeling. I had Facebook is GM Von Schmeling. And then I have Sergio Von Schmeling also on and I don't know if I have that. I never do this kind of stuff because I wasn't looking for any type of publicity or any promotion or self-promotion.
You don't need it.
But also I love to help people. They and then my wife, her company is called The Feminine Freedom. She has an Instagram also. And but also on our website, victoryma.com. But it's kind of now it's easier to find me because you can Google Sergio Von Schmeling, is gonna come.
Your name comes up.
Same information and even my phone number there. Okay.
For the record, he's not here to promote anything, and this is a favor or paying it forward to me because I'm telling you, I will reach out to you for coaching down the road and for advice if you have the available time. But this is him paying it forward to every one of us, my audience across the world, and that means a lot. We'll put the links to all of the websites and IG pages he mentioned. Sergio, you're doing God's work, man. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.